Greetings, my friends. Please consider supporting me in my war to save pop culture by subscribing to my channel and possibly even becoming a channel member for exclusive videos, access to Doomcock emojis, and more. And if you like this video in particular, please consider using the new Super Thanks feature and putting a tip in the tip jar located next to the like buttons down at the bottom of the video. Thank you for watching, and now, on to the video. My friends, do you remember Disney's not at all secret gay agenda? The internal videos leaked by Christopher Rufo from Disney's Reimagine Tomorrow campaign, where Disney producers and executives celebrated inserting queerness into every possible program and movie, including Disney programming for kids. Rufo uncovered Disney's deliberate attempt to change society by ushering kids into the LGBTQIA lifestyle when documents and internal videos were leaked to him, and parents were shocked and scandalized when they realized that content they did not politically agree with, or content they agreed with but were not prepared to discuss with their children at that time, was streaming into their homes and into their kids' heads without their knowledge or consent. Out of all the mistakes that Disney has made, and Disney has made some horrific mistakes over the past decade, this frenzied obsession with injecting LGBTQIA MOUSE propaganda into kids' programming with the goal of indoctrinating them into the gay mindset was the most destructive, damaging Disney's family-friendly brand more than any other misstep possibly in their history. Well, my friends, in what can only be interpreted as Disney pulling back from that not-at-all secret gay agenda, Chief Diversity Officer LaTondra Newton, the chief architect of that LGBTQIA+ propaganda, has abruptly departed from Disney. You heard it right, my friends. Huge changes are happening at the Walt Disney Company these days as desperation over lost profits, diving stock value, and damage to the company's brand drives these formerly smug executives to re-examine every aspect of their failing business. Now, the press release is saying that LaTondra Newton has stepped down, implying that it may be voluntary, but we know how these things often work at corporations like Disney. Iger tells her, well, you can step down voluntarily or we can fire you, but either way you're out. I'm not sure if this is what happened in this case, but let's face it, no one voluntarily steps away from a sweetheart position like this at one of the biggest companies in the world, absent some kind of dire medical or family situation, or unless they are invited to depart. That said, executives are dropping like flies on a daily basis at Disney. CFO Christine McCarthy has bailed at a time of great financial distress at Disney, and now LaTondra Newton has been fired at a time of great cultural distress at Disney, and this is a massive win for us in the war on woke. Any way you cut it, it's a win. It appears that sometimes, even at a company as woke as Disney, even Iger and the board can reach what I call the Popeye point, where
that's all I can stand. I can't stand no more. Now I understand that they're not actually eliminating the Chief Diversity Officer position at Disney. They're simply firing her personally, or excuse me, accepting her personal resignation with deep regret. Is this a win for us, or simply another round of musical chairs at the Woke Festival?
That's a good point, O Skull of Calderon, but here's my thinking on the matter. Since they're not eliminating the Chief Diversity Officer position at Disney, it must mean that LaTondra's departure is personal. In other words, there was something about her performance that caused them pain, that gave them corporate regret and a woke hangover, yes? It is my opinion that this is a direct response to just how bad things are right now for the Walt Disney Corporation. I believe that this departure of LaTondra Newton from Disney was either because Disney is instituting less woke policies that she disagrees with, Or Disney simply pressured her to leave because they're backing away from the insane levels of wokeness she represents. They're not eliminating the Chief Diversity Officer position, but this is, to me at least, clearly a sign that they're taking a step back, cooling down the divisive rhetoric and backing away slowly from the wokeness, not because they're not woke anymore, but because the wokeness is just costing them too damn much. Let's look at the facts. Disney stock today, at this moment, is sitting at $88.64 a share. This is a dip of 6% in just the last 5 days. Little Mermaid is a failure that may not make its money back. Elemental is a huge failure that definitely is going to lose money, and a lot of it. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, and Strange World were both big-time failures, and Disney is in full panic mode. How bad is the panic, you ask? As one of my Hollywood spies inside Disney and/or Lucasfilm puts it, quote, "To say Disney's upper management is not happy would be a monumental understatement. The panic is unreal. Employees have started looking for other opportunities just in case, and to be honest, some have been looking for some time now. I honestly don't know if there can be another flop before a lot of heads roll, seriously. Just how much are board and/or investors willing to lose at this point? This is a serious question. The pressure on Secret Invasion just got worse if it's possible. If the Actors Guild strikes, and word is it will, Disney Plus could be dead very quickly. With The Mermaid looking to lose money, Elemental opening at an all-time low, I mean, really, just how much money is Disney willing to lose?" Unquote.
Well, in the past, Disney has been willing to burn profits on the altar of woke to such an extent. One must assume Disney is no longer a for-profit company. They're simply one big woke public service announcement company. So what has changed exactly?
What's changed, Harvey Cthulhu? The sheer amount of losses and failures on Iger's watch. That's what. I mean, the list is almost endless. Their last 4 theatrical films have failed, some spectacularly to the point where they're actually going to lose money, with another huge failure on the way in the form of Indiana Jones 5, which is going to stink like rotten brie. And I'm not talking about the cheese. Kathleen Kennedy's Galactic Star Cruiser Hotel is such a flop, it's closing after only 18 months at a loss of at least $1 billion. Disney World's future in Orlando, Florida is looking bleak, partly due to competition from Universal and Nintendo, and partly because of Chief Diversity Officer LaTondra Newton pressuring Bob Chapek to get Disney in a fight with the state of Florida. Oh, good move, LaTondra. That hurt Disney badly as well, but not as badly as the whole not at all secret gay agenda revelations from Christopher Rufo. Holy shit, folks. That was a torpedo right in the side of the SS Disney. They've been taking on water ever since, and now, as the ship is partially under the proverbial cultural waters, Iger and the board are looking around in wild-eyed panic, wondering if the wonderful world of Disney is becoming just another tired remake of another classic, The Poseidon Adventure. So how bad was LaTondra Newton for Disney? How badly did she damage the company? As BoundingIntoComics.com puts it, quote, "Having joined the company in 2017, Newton's most recognizable contribution to Disney's DEI efforts may be her development and promotion of their now infamous Reimagine Tomorrow campaign. First leaked to the public attention by an anonymous company insider to independent journalist Christopher Rufo in 2021, the still ongoing campaign seeks to educate Disney employees on such critical theory-drenched topics as systemic racism, white privilege, white fragility, white saviors, microaggressions, and anti-racism. In one module, Disney declares that not only must potential racial allies, specifically white individuals, embrace discomfort and humility, but they must challenge colorblind ideologies and rhetoric as all lives matter or I don't see color. The module further asserts that non-black employees must not question or debate black colleagues' lived experience, unquote.
In other words, you will adhere to the orthodoxy of the party, which means that white people are excluded from the conversation, except insofar as they must beat their breasts in shame, rend their garments, confess to being racists, and bend the knee before their new woke overlords. Yes, what a wonderful profit engine Disney has become, because that internal tyranny is bound to be reflected in the programming content itself.
Correct, O Skull of Calderon. Another module, What Can I Do About Racism?, asks employees to reject equality or the goal of equal treatment and access to opportunities in favor of equity or the equality of the outcome. In other words, fuck talent or merit. Black people should be rewarded solely on the basis of their skin color. We've seen this sort of thing before, my friends. Remember, each according to his need. That was equality of outcome under communist dictators, and that philosophy always results in mediocrity and a crushing of the human spirit. When merit and ability don't matter, excellence becomes rare or extinct, and you get an outcome dragged down to the lowest common denominator. That's why Soviet tractors and cars always broke down, why stores were sparsely stocked with food, why medical care was rationed and substandard. When it doesn't matter how brilliant you are, how hard you work, how ambitious you are, every outcome is the same. It robs a society of motivation, of the burning desire to excel, because excellence is no longer rewarded, and indeed, excellence is no longer even valued at an official level. In fact, if you're excellent under the guidelines fostered by Miss Latondra Newton and those of her ilk, you're actually hurting the woke cause. Don't believe me? I let them speak for themselves. This quote from Latondra's Reimagine Tomorrow training materials sums it up nicely. Equality is a noble goal. Equal treatment and access to opportunities help each of us perform our best within a shared set of parameters. But we really need to be striving for equity, where we focus on the equality of the outcome, not the equality of the experience by taking individual needs and skills into account. Ha 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 ha. Yes, my friends. Latondra Newton wanted to take individual needs and skills out of the conversation because excellence and merit are hostile to the woke message. Well, Latondra Newton is out of Disney for whatever reason, my friends. It seems Disney is desperate enough to make some huge sweeping changes these days. I guess a stock dipping down into the $80 a share range is quite a shock to the system, but how much lower will Disney sink? Stay tuned, my friends. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry. Ha 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 ha.